I'm also tired. I was like 15 hours of journey, flight, and a delay in Malaysia for 6 hours. I was in Malaysia for 6 hours doing nothing. Yeah, I couldn't sleep because I was thinking if I was sleep, maybe I could, miss the flight. So I was really tired yesterday, and I had good sleep last night. So finally I came here to say something about foundation and my experience with the foundation. So I am Mohammad Nur Nobi. I'm from Bangladesh. Currently I'm working at VF Asia, based in Bangladesh, like a office in Bangladesh, working from the VF office in Bangladesh. So besides this, I'm also the president of Hinrich Foundation Alumni Association. I will talk about more on my next presentation, next slides about these things. So what I will say, I will say my journey, how I get in VF as a company, and how the foundation, helped me to get this great success. So let's see. So are you hungry? Huh? So we have a break, right? After this session.
Yes.
Okay. So okay, that's great. So wait a little bit. I think it will be more, interactive session. Feel free to ask questions. No matter whatever question you want to ask. Let's see. So let's introduce Bangladesh first. Maybe someone knows about Bangladesh, maybe not. So Bangladesh is actually a country. You see, this is India, Bhutan, Nepal. This is Myanmar, and this is Bangladesh. This part is Bangladesh. There's a sea here, Bengal. So you can see the beautiful map of Bangladesh. It's something like holding someone. This is a man and he's holding a woman. Okay. Okay, Bangladesh, the capital of Bangladesh is Dhaka. It has 163 million of people population, and the labor force is 73.41 million. And the main industry of Bangladesh is garments, definitely. The second largest in the world after China. So last 20-30 years, the industry grew very fast. And after the garments, the leather and footwear industry is there. Jute and agricultural products are also there. The language of Bangladesh is Bangla. It's a very interesting language. Kemon achen? That means how are you? Does it sound easy or difficult?
Very difficult.
Kemon achen? It's difficult, right? Okay. I also found the Vietnam language is also difficult. Yesterday night, my friend Alex Ward, he was trying to teach me how are you. I tried for 20 times last night, and also this morning I tried, but I couldn't sound correctly. So I also feel it's difficult. So Bangladesh is a very small country which has 140,460 square kilometers. Which is land is 130,000 and water is 80,000. And also Bangladesh is called as the land of river. Lots of river in Bangladesh, and especially outside the city. So there's some tourist attraction for Bangladesh. You can visit Bangladesh because this is the world's largest sea beach with an unbroken length of 120 kilometers. So if you have planned for future to have a honeymoon, you can go there and have a weekend there. And also another attraction is a Sundarban. It's a forest. It's the world's largest contiguous mangrove forest, which is 10,000 kilometers square, the area. And then if you like the cloud and catch the cloud and eat the cloud, you can go there. This is Sajid Valley, it's called. Lots of hill tracks and green hills and white clouds. So you can see this is the cloud and this is the house. So it's very close to the, you can even catch a cloud. Okay, and if you're hungry, you can eat the yeah. Okay. So this is my company, VF. So VF actually is a branded retailer and wholesaler for garments and footwear and accessories. It's established on 1899 in Pennsylvania, United States. It's a US-based company, and headquarters in Greensboro, North Carolina. And we have employees of 7,000 worldwide, and BF is operating in almost 170 plus countries. And so revenue yearly is 12.4 billion, and we produce 511 million units per year. And we have our own manufacturing plant, like we have our own factories, not like Bosch actually. We mainly do the outsourcing. So we have some supply chain associates, 29,000 supply chain associates. So we have office in Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan as well. Vietnam is our largest one for sourcing. So currently Vietnam is playing a big role for sourcing garments and footwear. And we have brands like North Face, Timberland, this is Timberland, Lee. Then we purchased the brand Dickies, Eastpak, Gensports, lots of brands we have. We have almost 30 brands actually, 30 brands worldwide. Do you know North Face, Timberland, right? It's good? Yes. Product is good? Let's have some feedback.
That's good.
That's good, yeah. So we have very strong brands presence in the world. The main market is in the US and Europe, Canada, and also the Asia. And our regional office for Asia is in Hong Kong. So they operated, like they control the Asia from Hong Kong. And next this is my education actually. Like my background of education, I studied in leather engineering. I did my bachelor in 2008 in leather engineering. Do you know leather? It's like footwear leather. Yeah. So I graduated from University of Dhaka, and I also completed my MBA in marketing in 2014 from a private university, so Southeast University. Then I went to in 2006 I went to Hong Kong to pursue my Masters of Science in Manufacturing System Engineering. So it's more about like global production engineering and management. It's a pretty similar subject, I guess. And my degree was a joint masters between Hong Kong Polytechnic University, which is 96th ranked in the world now, and the Warwick University of London. This is a UK-based university. So it was like same types of like partnership program between University of Warwick and Hong Kong Polytechnic University. So we had also the chance to study in UK. One was module in UK as well. So this is actually my education background, and then my journey to Hong Kong. It's pretty easy, right? What do you say? Is easy to reach there, or is difficult?
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh, you can go like this.
Just cut the string.
Then you have to be something like some alien to reach there. Okay, just illustration like how I reached Hong Kong, because my journey to Hong Kong for getting the scholarship of Henrich Foundation was not easy, because I'm a very average person. I'm not that much talented. I don't have great result. I don't have good speaking. I didn't have. But I think now I have, right? What do you think? Okay. So as she mentioned that English is actually a language. It's a British language, right? They were the owner of this language, and also US. So when they ruled the world, I think some British guy or US guy stopped my microphone. Okay. So I think the spectators are not that much, so maybe you can get. Is it okay? The sound is coming? Yes. Okay. So English is actually very difficult for people like Asian, but the Asian we have this sport is very difficult also for the UK as well. So far I understand. So for me as well. So when I applied for the scholarship for Henrich Foundation, it it was like 1 year, 3 months of journey from from application to getting the scholarship. Within that, I struggled a lot for fulfilling the requirement. So when I applied, let's see. So this is the journey of my ongoing journey. So what people see, you can see the success here. This is the iceberg illusion of my journey. This is the success, and this is the up the water, and the underwater is too big. And this is what happened. My dedication, my hard work, my good habits, my disappointment, my sacrifice, my failure, my persistence. So I'll discuss about this. When I applied for this scholarship, there was a requirement for IELTS. It was 6.5, and each band is 6. So I applied for this scholarship, and foundation said, okay, you can have your test. You can have your test after selecting for interview. So I applied for interview, and I was shortlisted. I had an interview. It was a very competitive interview because only 3% was selected for this scholarship. This scholarship was like VF is partners, like any foundation doing partnership. Okay, let me tell me something about what is any foundation, because it will be more clear. Any foundation actually work for a sustainable global trade. They sponsor, they develop talented people, not like me, I'm not talented. Like some you can say that people for developing countries, even in US also. US not developing country, but they give scholarship for US. So they help the developing countries talent to and also getting a job. So they have partners like VF, they have partners. VF, they make a partnership with VF, and they give a scholarship, and the scholar will work for VF after the education. So for my case, also it was like an interview session. It was very competitive interviews because they selected 3% from Bangladesh for this program. And when I was in the interview, it was very good interview so far. And after our interview, we were so shortlisted, and the university has some requirement. Like our partner is Quality University, so they have some very specific requirement for English, and that was 6.5. And I achieved that score for the first time, the fourth time, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, I'm married. That time I had a child. She was that time was 2 years, I guess. And it was very difficult to, because I was doing a job. That time I was doing a job, and it was very, responsible job for me. I worked for Bata Shoe Company, it's a scooter company. I worked for merchandising team there, and I was taking care of men's category. So it was very difficult to, come back home and study for IELTS. Because my daughter was that time, she was so, she wanted to spend time with me. So it was very difficult for me, to study. So I couldn't pass. For first time, I couldn't pass. I informed any foundation because that time any foundation was coordinating my communication. So they informed me, okay, you can try again. And I can introduce one lady here, Tui. The coordinator for the program. So you can raise your hand. Yeah, it's a beautiful lady. So she told me, okay, maybe you can try again. You can sit again. Then I tried again, and I again failed. Between like 1 or 2 months of preparation, because the university have some deadline for submitting application, and also VF have some deadline as well. So they were, the time was running out. So for third time again applied. The interesting thing is that 3 times I got 6. Every time I got 6. My weakness was in writing part, and it was like 5.5 every time. The third time I was also getting I also got 6, and also same result. Every time the same result, no improvement. So then the fourth time, I said the foundation that okay, this is my last time I'm going to apply. If I'll fail again, I'll not apply for this one. This is the last time. So foundation communicated with VF, because VF have some timeline as well. So they communicated with VF that this is the guy who is really working very hard for getting the scholarship. Please give him a chance. So I'm really thankful to Tui for Handy Foundation that she was trying so hard to get me in. So finally, the fourth time when I was applying, every day when I came to my home, I just closed my door, my study room, and I couldn't enter permit my daughter to enter the room. And she was knocking the door, Papa, please open the door, please. I want to, have some time with you. Then I just, but I couldn't hear because my headphone was in my ear. I was practicing the listening. So it was really difficult to prepare myself for the test. And after hard work, I finally got 6.5 in IELTS. And the day I can remember when I got the result, I was supposed to cry too, because I was feeling so, every night, every day, when the day before the result of IELTS, every time I couldn't sleep in the night. Because, it's really irritating, to wait something for several times, right? But the thing is, I didn't break myself. Every time I prepared myself, every time I, tried my level best, I didn't lost my hope, because I dreamed that I will go there, because I had a long cherished desire to have a foreign degree, and I don't have that capability to pursue that. So this opportunity was like the golden deer for me, because sponsoring for my studies, my tuitions, my living expense, it's like free. Everything is free. Even my airfare was free as well. And they give the living expense as well, which I can contribute to my family. So it was like a great opportunity for me. So I didn't want to lose that opportunity. That's why I tried hard. And finally I got that result of 6.5, and I get enrolled to this scholarship going to Hong Kong. And the day I reached Hong Kong, it was like dreams came true. And the beautiful Hong Kong. This is a really luxurious city in the world, and very expensive city in the world. So it was really a great success for me, I think. So that was actually my part. I will discuss very competitive, the selection process and English language requirement and the timeline. That was the main part. Then this is my story again. Another story. My master's project thesis selected as the best project of the year for 2017. So this is my award ceremony, and I said I was a very average guy. I didn't deserve that, but I deserved by my hard work, because it was really difficult to write the thesis, because you need data. The timeline was very short. Like you have to collect the data from different factories, and the high standard of, because the interesting thing was the thesis was examined by Hong Kong University teachers and also from the Warwick University London. So the standard is very high for the project and for the module we have. And we had like 9 modules. That is, subject is called their modules. They have to pass the module, and the marking was 50% of the passing mark. And if you didn't get the 50% above, then the scholarship will be cancelled. So every time I had a fear about cancelling my scholarship. So finally, I had a result like 70% is the distinction, and below 70, like 65 is with credit. So I got in 9 subjects, I got 5 distinction in my 5 subjects, and the other 4 was about 65, something like that. And my average was like 69, and this is the distinction for like 1 mark. But I got the best project award, and for doing that, I lost lots of opportunity to roam around the Hong Kong, because I was so devoted with my report writing. It was so stressful work. I can share one day. I started to write my project like 10 a.m. in the morning, and I finished it like next day 10 a.m. So I was like taking my food maybe sometime. I don't know actually. I take my food or not. I can't remember that. So it was very difficult to getting done the report. And this is VF. These are VF members. We have a big team actually in Bangladesh. We have almost 150 members in VF. We have lots of outing. This is one of the pictures of our outing. We have lots of teamwork. And we have lots of activities in our office. We play cricket. Do you know cricket? Okay. So it's popular in Vietnam? Cricket? No. Soccer is very popular, right? Football? Yeah, I can see it everywhere. Last night, the TV screen in restaurants, right? Okay, so we like to play as well. We play cricket in the weekend, and we have some table tennis in our office. And I was the champion of doubles. We had a tournament in our office. I was champion for doubles. All of my partner was really amazing, so they allowed me to be champion. Okay, so this is VF, and my journey with VF was also difficult because I worked in footwear industry. I worked for footwear and merchandising actually. So my master's degree was in manufacturing system engineering. So they posted me for engineering department for industrial engineering actually. So it was quite difficult for me to catch up with the work, and because I was new in the garments industry. Because when I was appointed in VF, I started working for garments. For like GSD, it's called GSD. Anybody heard about GSD? GSD means the General Swing Data. It's a system by which you can calculate the SEM or SMD. That means how many minutes you need to produce a garment. You can calculate that by using a system like GSD. So for using that system, you should be a GSD practitioner license holder. That means GSD company give you the training and you have to pass the exam. And the pass mark was 75. So it was also difficult for me, because it was related to garments industry, garment sewing. So it was difficult for me when I joined VF to pass that exam. And I can remember I got 77 in my pre-test. Before the final test, there is a pre-test. I got 77. That's 2 marks. More than the pass mark. I was supposed to fail. So, but finally in the test I got 98 in my theory and 93 in my practical. So I did good job because I worked hard for that. And also for challenges like working in a factory environment. Because the previous day I worked in merchandising, it's more about office environment. But when I came to my job in VF, I started in factory because I didn't have any experience in garment. So my assignment was to learn the process, learn the garments industry. So it was also difficult to work there. And in 2018, this year, in March, we had the Handy Foundation had a alumni association, and there were country representatives from different country. 13 chapter leaders we had, and 30 because the Handy Foundation had a partnership for this scholarship all around the world and in 30 countries, and we have chapter leaders from different countries, and there was a committee for that leadership committee, and I was selected as the president of that leadership committee. We will lead that the foundation association for until 2020. So I was selected for that, and it was in Hong Kong. And here is Mr. Hinrich. Can you see the great man behind he's the chairman of this foundation, and he is actually behind the lots of stories like me. Right? Foundation bring talent from different countries. They give them a great platform to work for the career. And this man actually, I'm really grateful for this man and his team for giving me this opportunity, because foundation had no benefit for that, right? Foundation helped me to getting a good education and to have a good career, but they have no benefit. It's a charity organization that doing the charity job. So it's like a great mentality. Maybe you have lots of money, but you don't have that mentality, right? Everybody wants the benefit. What I will benefit? But this organization, any foundation, working for without any return. They're not expecting return. I'm coming here. I came here for it's also like sharing my experience with you. So it's really inspiring to see this person, this Hinrich, how he's contributing for the society, for the world. Right? If everyone think like that, the world will change. Maybe you have lots of dreams. Maybe you don't have capability, financial capability. Because for myself, studying in Hong Kong was so expensive, right? It was almost 300 lakhs Hong Kong dollar, right? So it was not possible for me, for developing country to study in Hong Kong. So it was possible only for this foundation. And I'm really grateful for the foundation, for the support, and also for the VF, because there are lots of companies, they also don't think about developing. You ask the question, what's the newcomers arrangement for the training? Yeah, this is really good. They have lots of training, but for this types of master's program, educating them for masters, it's not easy for the companies to wait and invest money for them, because after 2-3 years, if the person gone, then the investment gone, right? So it's really a matter of mentality of the companies as well. So I'm really grateful to the foundation and VF for giving me this opportunity. And this is the foundation. Our foundation mission is promoting sustainable global trade. Okay, so they're actually promoting the global trade in the world, and they have some different types of program that is called number one is trade career development, developing global trade leaders. So for me, it was like this program, global trade leaders program, developing global trade leaders. So they are developing global trade leaders by sponsoring them, by helping them for getting education and getting job. And we have 147 alumni worldwide. Everybody was benefited by this program, global trade programs. Then we have the information and export trade assistance program, which is enhancing global commerce. So they help the SMEs, the small enterprises, for promoting their product in international level, by helping them for introducing their product in the different fairs. Like in Hong Kong, they have organized fairs for them, helping them to promote their product there. And they have the online platform there for promoting their product as well. So it's also helping the trade as well. Not only developing the trade leaders, also they are helping the SMEs as well, who don't have that capability to introduce or to export their product in world market. Any foundation is also helping them. So that is the way they are changing the world. Then the international trade research, that is encouraging informed debate. So there is a research in there. They research for different types of issues. Sustainability implemented sustainability index. We have research team, very well known and good research team we have, who are working for the research for different issues of the trade. And this is really great for the world. And I have some suggestion, advice, what I experienced in life. These are those. Always dream big. Dream beyond your capability. Okay. So nobody knows what is inside you. Even you don't know. Even you don't know what is inside you. So try to dream big. But you dream big, but you sleep. You don't work out. And you don't work for that, then that will not happen, right? You have to dream big and then never give up until you achieve your dream. You have to be strict on your dream. Okay, this is my dream, this is my target. I want to go there. I will never give up until I achieve this. Because everyone has the capability. In this world, everyone is same. Maybe the brain, maybe the talented, someone is naturally talented, but everyone has the capability by doing that. By doing practice, hard work, you can achieve that talent. Right? Somebody is by nature talented, somebody work for that to achieve that talent. Right? So everyone has that ability. So never give up. This is my experience. That work is smarter, not harder. There are lots of people, they work, but no result, right? So if you want to, push the work, so if you push like this, every time, is it possible to push that one? So maybe, but you want to do, you can, stay behind this wall. Huh? Maybe 10 years. Okay, with hand, only hand. With hand, it's possible. He's very strong hand. Okay, but if you have the tools, different machines or something, you can do it very easily, right? So you have to work smarter or harder. And that's all about myself, my journey, my experience with the foundation and the VF. That's all. Thank you very much. I appreciate any question from you. Anything you want, please.
Thank you very much for your sharing about your experience. It's very empowered that your student. And I really want to know that about the Hinrich Foundation scholarship. And because you say that in Bangladesh there are only 3 students can get scholarship.
4 years. Yes.
And I think it's never been easy job to get scholarship. Like for the whole country, and only 3 students can certify that scholarship. And how is we win? How can we win? Forget the IELTS certificate, of course, we win requirement. And even interview and live with your test. And how can we win the scholarship, especially for inspiration?
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. This is a very good question, very specific, very good question. Thank you. For my experience, for any interviews or any competitive exam, actually companies don't only think about your results, right? Your education is a foundation, right? You have the bachelor's. This is the minimum requirement. But for win that competition or be competitive in the competition, you should have some other, the qualities. For example, communication. Like how do you communicate in your own language or your own other language or English? This is one of the requirements. Number 2 is your thinking, your thought process. How critically you can analyze these things, right? Maybe you can see a problem, but how can you solve this? The ideas, innovation in your mind. It's like you have to think critically. Like for solving this problem, this is the challenges I have, and this is the solution. So you have to think critically and very specific. So the competition was more about presentation of at that time we had issues like after 20 years, what will be the garment industry of Bangladesh? So we had a topic like that. So we worked a lot, like a group work, and the teamwork is very important. Like when you work in a team, it should be respectful to others. For this type of competition, maybe there's a group of 4 or 5 people, and you should respect others. Not only thinking that I have to win the competition. Don't think that, because this can help to reject actually or win. Because company sees how is your teamwork. Because when you go join the company, it's all about teamwork. Because this is a huge supply chain. For example, like VF, they are controlling the company from US, and they are 170 countries. So if they are not watching you, right? So they have team. You have to work in team. So if your teamwork is not good, if you're not respectful to others, if you don't have integrity, then definitely it will create a problem. It's for all companies. So teamwork is important, and be respectful to others, and give the respect to other opinion. Okay? When you are in a competition, maybe there is a topics and you have to discuss lots of things. Don't be offensive actually. Just give your logic. Give your logic. If your logic is great, it's okay. If other can give their logic, maybe this is not great. Maybe yours is better, but don't show them. This is very important. And other thing is be smart. Okay. Be smart in a sense, not in dress up, but in the mind. Okay. You have to read the situation. What the situation is here. Okay. And what should you react? How should you react? And do everything based on the situation. When you come to a place or go to a place, read the situation. What's the spectators? What's the people are there? What the standard of there? Okay, and try to make a relation with them. Whatever you do, make a relation with the people. It will help you. It will help you, because what I found that if you are interacting with people, like you make friends, whatever the culture, whatever the religion, beyond everything, if you make this continue this practice, making relations, friends with people, it will help you to be successful in life. It's very helpful, because in a company when you work, you cannot work alone, right? You have to be VP or maybe president of some organization. But if you don't have a good relation with your colleagues, only you work, nobody knows you, but nobody recognize you. It's not possible. So if you want to go some good places in a company, definitely you should have that capability. Okay? Any question, please? From Mr. the big man.
Sign.
Sorry? Sign. Is there a question? Anything you want to know? Maybe not? Okay, no problem. Anybody? Want to know anything? Feel free. And another thing, asking questions is very important. A smart question is always appreciated. Okay. You want to, right? Yeah, please.
Did Hinrich Foundation promoting sustainable global trade?
Yeah.
So that means this scholarship for using this for trading only technical management.
So sustainable, I'm going to go back. So actually, sustainable global trade is all about these three. They are creating, developing global trade leaders. They are enhancing our global commerce, and they are encouraging informed or international trade research. So these all three together is promoting sustainable global trade. So sustainability, what means? Do you have any ideas? So sustainability have four different angles actually, like political, social, economical, these three, environmental, these four. So there is you work, maybe you are manufacturing a product, but this is not environment friendly. So you should think about it. What you are producing is coming from the right source, and people are not treated badly for the environment. Maybe you are producing something in a factory, maybe your worker life is not balanced, and maybe they are not well treated, the labor or the underage. So social factor is important. So, and also political sustainability is there. Politics, all about politics everywhere. And also the economical is another angles. So here is like we are promoting, different promoting sustainable global trade, which is not affecting the world, right? In a sustainable way. So everything is balanced, the environment, economy, then politics, and another one, political, economical, environmental, social. So these four dimensions are not affecting. It's actually in a good ways of doing that. It's actually sustainable global trade. Yeah. Anything else? Everybody's hungry. Yes. Let's go eat something. Okay? Bye bye. See you.